get all those shit hooks.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be talking about what I use for my YouTube channel, basically. You know, videos, photos, all that good stuff. So currently I'm using the Sony ZV-1, which I've had for about 2 years now. It's going on 3, but it's a really good camera. Right now I have a little wide angle lens on it. It only cost me about 60 bucks, which wasn't that bad. And I added a little cage to it because the camera is very small. And because it's very small, it's very easy for me to put in my backpack or my suitcase, you know, wherever I go and travel. And I also have a Rode Video Micro attached to the top of the camera. Yeah, and this camera does really well. I really like it. The photos are decent enough, you know, for a small 1-inch sensor type camera, point and shoot. But honestly, guys, if you want a really dedicated camera, you have to, you know, elevate your game. Currently, I do have my iPhone 13 Pro Max right here. This phone is amazing, good quality photos, great video. But the one downside about it is sensor. The sensor is pretty small for a smartphone camera. You know, the camera that I'm actually shooting on right now, the ZV-1, has a bigger sensor than my iPhone Pro Max. But before the ZV-1, I actually have my original camera that got me into like photography and videography. That is the Nikon S99000. This little thing, oof. This camera, I don't know what year did I get it? This camera is old. It does have a very wide, you know, zoom range on it, which I really like. The camera itself is pretty cheap feeling. It's like a mixture of plastic and a little bit of metal, but photos on it are decent for what it is, or for what it was, because back when this came out, it was an amazing point and shoot to, you know, use. It's small enough to take with you on trips. Pretty decent for what it is. I really don't like it because it's old, for one. Two, the video is like pretty janky sometimes and charges via micro USB, which is kind of a bummer, but back in the day, no one really had USB Type-C yet. Nikon Coolpix S99000, this little camera, has taken some pretty decent pictures, and I'll post them up in a bit. This Sony ZV-1 shoots great 4K video. My iPhone shoots great video and photos, but I wanted something a little bit more powerful, right? So I opted to get this Canon Rebel SL1. Now this thing is amazing. It originally came out in 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. This camera is not that old, which I like. One of my friends was actually selling it for $200, and I just bought it from her, and I've never regretted it because this camera is amazing. I took it to Japan with me. I took some photos in Korea. This camera is just my go-to camera, and this camera actually came with a kit lens. Here we go. So that camera actually came with this very nice, very big bag that I have for all my camera gear. So opening it up, I have like little wires, little cables, an extra SD card. But it actually came with this kit lens right here. It's 18-55, I believe. Yeah, EF 18-55 right there. It's actually a good camera. It's actually a good lens for, you know, basic, simple photography. But I wanted something with a little bit more range. At 55mm, you're basically matching what the iPhone can do, just with more quality and more sharpness, because the iPhone can only go up so far, and then past that is like digital zoom, it doesn't look as good. So I wanted something with a little bit more range and a little bit more quality. So that's where this lens came in. Because it only goes up to 55mm, which is basically the range of the iPhone, I wanted something with even more range, right? So I opted to get this 75-300. Is big lens, guys. It's freaking huge. On this camera, it's insane. I actually took some photos with this for more bokeh, you know, background blur, on one of my photo shoots that I did with one of my friends here. and I actually took both of these lenses with me on a photo shoot for one of my coworkers who drives a Mustang, and we're just taking photos here and there. But one thing about photos that I really didn't like is the amount of background blur. All arounder, maximum zoom range, but I needed something with a little bit more background blur. So I opted to get a f1.8 50mm portrait lens, which is coming in the mail right now. For me, portrait photography, it just focuses on one subject even more, and I really like that for the photos that I want to produce, that I want to take. So having that one lens will change everything for me. So this is my main camera for photos, because I think Canon has incredible photography. A lot of videography, I'd rather go Sony, and iPhone for like quick and easy, just take it out of your pocket, take a couple pictures, a couple videos, you know. But honestly guys, if you want good photos, go Canon. If you want good video, go Sony. The only dilemma I'm having right now is trying to get one camera that can do both of them, because when I like to go travel, I like to record high quality video, and a lot of times I'll take this camera with me, the ZV-1. But the thing about this is it's a small camera, it's a small sensor, right? It's not gonna take as good quality photos as something like this, right? Something with, you know, different lenses, you know, different options you can have, right? So I'm trying to find a camera that does well in both. Right now I'm eyeing the ZV-E10, which is basically the older brother, or the bigger brother of the ZV-1, which is about like something, which is about this size pretty much. And I'm trying to eye it because, what is it, 20 or 12 megapixel sensor, which this Canon does as well, but that camera also does 4K video, which this camera does. So it's a nice little, you know, it's a nice little balance of both photography and videography, which I really like. So maybe in like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years, when I actually upgrade my cameras again, I'll probably go for a Sony, you know, ZV, whatever comes out during that time. So I'm trying to aim for that. But as of right now, ZV-1, basically my YouTube vlog camera, Canon SL-1 for my photography, and iPhone for my run and gun type of situations whenever I really don't feel like bringing anything big or heavy, or really don't feel like vlogging that day. And OG, the Nikon Coolpix S99000. I should really like throw this camera away or just like give it away. It's just old and it's dented. I dropped it a couple times. I don't know if you guys can see it, but actually colored it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I did dent it right there. Like little dents right there. There we go. Yeah, but it still takes good quality photos, so there's that. But yeah guys, other than that, those are my cameras that I use. Honestly, I'm just waiting to upgrade. Upgrade guys, upgrades people, upgrades.
Upgrades, people, upgrades. That's how we make the dough.
So you guys are probably asking, like, what do you bring with you when you travel? So when I go travel, I usually bring a computer so I can like edit videos, you know, work on some pictures. And my go-to laptop is the M1 MacBook Air. And this laptop is amazing because honestly, it's small enough to fit in my backpack, and it's like powerful enough to actually work on high quality videos, like 4K videos, like the ones I do. And it's pretty decent, honestly. It's like, it's so small. Like it's freaking, look at it, look at it. It's so thin. It's actually pretty insane that it's this thin, guys. This computer is amazing. It currently has the M1 chip in it. So it's the first line of chips that Apple has ever made, you know, produced themselves with TSMC. And it does the job for me very well, which I like. The backpack that I use when I travel is this one. It's like a New York Solo backpack. It's pretty nice, pretty fancy. I do have a clip on here for when I take my Canon with me. It has a little clip on the bottom, so I just slide onto here. So when I'm traveling, I'm not always carrying my camera or having the, it's like not a necklace, but like the strap that goes around your neck, and it has the camera right here. I could just clip my camera onto this and then leave it there, walk, use both my hands. And if I see something nice and pretty, I just unclip it, take some photos, and that's it. And this clip is very helpful for when traveling because I did take it to Japan and it was amazing. It did a great job. It does cost 60 bucks because I did get it at the PX in Pachuca when I was over there for AIT, and it's lasted me forever. I took it to Busan in Korea, I took it to Japan, I took it back home when I was traveling. I took it with me on my road trip back up here to JBLM. It's incredible. It has it has 4 pockets, honestly. It does have a very padded interior, so you can take your camera in there, you can take your MacBook, take whatever you want. and it'll be safe inside here. But yeah, guys, those are my cameras, and those are specific things I use for my cameras. So my Canon's for photography, my ZV-1 is for videography, and my Nikon, the first camera I ever got, that's kind of just memorabilia. That's just for me, right? And then my M1 MacBook Air that I use to produce all this, you know, all my videos, my 4K videos I edit on my M1 MacBook Air. I don't use anything fancy. I just use iMovie because it's free and it's there already on my computer, and my iPhone, which I take with me everywhere because why don't you carry your phone everywhere you go, right? So those are my items that I use for my photography. Those are the lenses that I use, and it's a pretty short video, but I hope you guys like it. I'll see you guys next time when I make a video about my car. Yeah, about my car. Let's do that. It'll be a video about my car. Anyways, guys, see you later.